Nothing, and I mean nothing, brings me more happiness than hearing that music. Mike Randle, Chief Content Officer here. Follow me on X at Randle Rand, college basketball betting show in the house. I already see some familiar faces here, and folks, we have been rolling since December 30th, up 36.3 units in our bet tracker and our Discord here at FTN. If you haven't joined us, I don't know why. This show is free, but there's always plays. There's always things. Last night we had a couple 2-unit plays with Temple hanging to SMU, but we knew SMU was going to pull away. Colorado State in the second half, got lucky there, got to the window in overtime. That's why you have to join us here. Make sure that you do it, of course. And before we get started, always want to talk about our partners with Better. Love what Better is doing with us here, folks, and you can look at it right now across the board. Better has you covered here. If you want to do a deposit match bonus, we are ready to rock and roll for you. So take a look here. Head over to the App Store, download Better, BETR, promo code MONEY. It can't be easier than that. Make your first deposit, and Better will double it up to $500. Game is easy to play. There's various stat categories. You choose the one you want. Pick anywhere from 2 to 8 different stats. You watch the payout, multiply exponentially. Go over to the App Store, try it out. BETR, that's Better. Remember to use that promo code MONEY and get that deposit match bonus, which is what you want to have. We love it here. Folks, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to get to the games right away. Comments are flying. Matt Cross is out for UMass Colby. I know I changed it right before we started. I had UMass at 3.5, and I saw that. It's a no play for me because I don't doubt Frank Martin, but we'll get to that one a little bit. VMI is shorthanded as well. Trevor, yes, we can talk about that one as well. Very excited. Adam, good afternoon. Trevor, it's a hell of a slate. You know darn right it is. Let's get going here. First game I want to get into, Colgate -8 versus Army. I was off of Army to start the year. Then I got back onto Army, and now I'm off of them again. The reason is I was really enthralled with Josh Scovins, the incredible freshman that they have. Here's the problem, guys. Josh Scovins has gone on the side of a milk carton lately. After having an incredible run of 31, 25, and 20 points here for Army, he has gone 12, 9, 2, and 4. If Josh Scovins isn't scoring, Army can't do anything. You look at their metrics. They are 58%. They are the worst team in college basketball from the free throw line. They are terrible inside the arc. They play at a snail's pace. And here comes a Colgate team that is the best team here in the Patriot League. I expect them to get it right. They've been up and down. They have struggled. They had a couple bad losses at home, really head-scratching losses. Lafayette. They lost away at Cornell, Iona, I get that, but they are 3-1 here. They beat Bucknell, bounced back away with a solid 11-point winning cover, and I think they do so here with Army as well. So we will start -8, got that one right away, put it in the bet tracker. Here's one for you, and this is why you have to marry the metrics as well as your feel. Why has this line not moved? App State has looked fantastic. App State beat Auburn at home. I mean, talk about a team that Auburn has only lost twice, to Baylor to start the year and App State. App State coming off a comfortable win on the road by 25 points against Coastal Carolina, and App State coming off a great win on the road at James Madison. So ask me this here, the Windhorst fingers. Why is this line not moved for Georgia State? Well, maybe it's because Georgia State's on a little bit of a run of their own. They won 3 straight games, South Alabama away, Old Dominion, and Georgia Southern big. This is a feel spot. If you don't like it, that's fine. We talked about it in the Discord. People liked App State yesterday. I get it. It hasn't moved. And Georgia State's hot. You can argue a little bit of a letdown spot here. I'm taking Georgia State, and I'm taking the 9.5 points. This line is quickly dropped. I got it at 5.5. It's dropped now to Lafayette. Lafayette on the road, I'm just not laying those points. Remember, winning on the road is tough. My advice to you when you're handicapping games is start with, if the home team is getting points, you have to give me a reason to take the visitor. You really do. Like, I think Army's terrible. I think Colgate's the best team in the Patriot. I think Colgate has righted the ship. That's why I'm taking them. In this spot, I just can't lay this points with Lafayette on the road. Holy Cross's metrics have been terrible, but they did win away at Lehigh, who has a better Ken Palm ranking than Lafayette. Lafayette has won 4 straight games. Army, BU, Colgate, and Navy. So they're 4-0 here in the Patriot Lafayette under Mike McGarvey. They started 1-12, but they are undefeated in the Patriot. They're on the road against Holy Cross. The line opened at 5.5. It's now dropped down to 4. Little odd to me. I'll take Holy Cross here to match up against a Lafayette team that is terrible from three-point range, terrible from the free throw line, 68%, terrible from the 2-point line, and terrible on the offensive boards. So I think their 4-0 is a bit misleading. They did win away at Colgate, and that was a nice win. But I think there's regression here because everyone is going to be on Lafayette in this game. Line's going the other way. You know, that 5.5 number, which may not be available now. I think I saw it at 5 before we started the show, may not be the way to go. I think a Purdue-Fort Wayne can name their number against IUPUI. This is a bit of a rivalry, so I understand that. But I just think Purdue-Fort Wayne has the ability with their pace. They are top 25 in KenPom in pace. They get up and down the floor. They shoot a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes. They're great on turnovers. They're top 6 in forcing turnovers against an IUPUI team that is bottom 20 on turnovers. I get it. Rivalry. Purdue-Fort Wayne at home. IUPUI has lost 5 straight games. Purdue-Fort Wayne themselves has lost 3. So Purdue-Fort Wayne started 4-0 here in the Horizon. They lost home to Wright State. No shame there. Wright State's really good. They lost away at Youngstown State, and they lost away in overtime to Robert Moses. They are going to come out guns a-blazing tonight against an ooey-pooey team, IUPUI, that is absolutely atrocious statistically. So I am going with Purdue-Fort Wayne minus 17.5. I got some questions in the comments. I want to jump into them right away here. Let's take a look and see what's going on. App State just beat JMU. Trevor, I know I talked about the Discord. My initial reaction, I don't know if you're the one who asked it, was to say App State. But then when I looked at it last night, I looked at it this morning, and I started going over and over again. I said, you know what? I don't know about that. And why has this line not moved? Preston, talk about the Discord. No problem. Go to FTN Bets, sign up, get yourself a membership. FTN wins. Promo code, you get you 10% off. You can jump in our Discord there. We get all the plays going there right away. Adam loves the picks. Thank you, sir. It's been great. We've been running hot. Let's keep it going here. Let's roll on. Next game up, Youngstown State plus 3.5 against Oakland. Youngstown State is a team that competes well, especially here in a spot in the Horizon where they've won 3 straight games. Youngstown State under Jarrett Calhoun can really play well. They make their free throws. They don't turn the ball over. They're great on the defensive boards. One and done. They won 3 straight games. Purdue-Fort Wayne, Wright State, IUPUI. Now they're going on the road against Oakland. Oakland themselves scalding hot, 5 in a row. This is a tough game. They are 6-2. Oakland after starting 1-2. They've won 5 straight games. They've had a nice little run here. Youngstown State, though, competes. These games are normally close. I like Youngstown State. It's only 3.5. I expect the bets and the money to be on Oakland. We're going on the other side. A lot of sharps that I know are going to be on LSU tonight. Couple reasons. Number one, road game, winning on the road, in conference. Okay. I think Mississippi's really good. I think Mississippi is a team that can win on the road, and I'm not super impressed with LSU. I love what Chris Beard's doing, and you guys know this. I value coaches, maybe to a fault to a certain extent, but a good coach matters. I had St. John's last night. As soon as Pitino was ruled out with COVID, I went the other way on Seton Hall. We got the halftime line in the Discord plus 2.5. Forget it. What the coaching matters. There's a handful of coaches that I think really matter, and I think Chris Beard does. This is a Mississippi team that is 15-1. They went on the road to Tennessee and got their doors blown off. No problem. Tennessee is a top 5 team in the country. LSU is not of that ilk. Mississippi shooting 40% from three-point range. You're going to tell me it's going to regress? That's fine. What does LSU do that's really dynamic here? They're not great from the free throw line. They're not great on the boards. Mississippi's going to guard them and D them up here tonight. LSU coming off the loss to Auburn. They played at home to Vanderbilt. They only won by 8. Vanderbilt stinks. They played at home here against Lamar. They played Alabama State. This is a big challenge for them here. I'll take the 3.5. The line's going the other way. It was 2.5, 3, 3.5. I'll take it with Chris Beard. I understand that the sharp line's the other way. Sometimes you go with your gut. Chris Beard is good. This defense is good. I don't think LSU is that great. We're going to take Mississippi State. Mississippi, rather. Yeah, I know. Fordham. Tell me about it, guys. Fordham. I get that. Here's my issue with this matchup. I don't think Davidson is good enough. I don't like either one of these coaches. I don't like McKillop's son. I don't like Ergo. But Fordham has shown the ability to have some big-time three-point shooting days. Remember the George Washington game? Remember that game? 19 made threes for Fordham in that game. 19. Killed us on that one. 3 overtimes. Fordham is just a more explosive team. Davidson on the road. This isn't great. I could get burned by Ergo, and I hate when I get burned by coaches that I don't like. I just think this line is too low. I think Fordham has enough talent. They've been up and down a little bit this year. I'm going to take Fordham minus 2.5. One of my favorite plays here. Mercer versus Chattanooga. You know the deal with Chattanooga here, okay? Here's my issue. Chattanooga relies heavily on three-point shots. And I don't want to wager on teams in those situations that rely so heavily. They are number 2 in the country in the most points generated from three-point shooting. That's 52%. Guys, that's a lot of variance. That's why you've seen Chattanooga lose to Milwaukee away, Auburn destroyed, Samford away lost, UNCG at home, they just lost by 16. I don't trust this team. So they're going on the road now against Mercer. Mercer does allow 3-pointers, but they are home in this matchup. When they have not been home for a while, they were home against Western Kentucky, and they were away in the 3 prior games. They have competed well at home. They've done a decent job. I don't want to wager with teams that are based on the 3-pointer. Creighton, I'm talking to you, especially on the road. I'm taking Mercer plus 2.5 in this matchup because I just don't trust Chattanooga. Creighton, enough of Creighton. You guys know that I get frustrated with Creighton. Creighton relies everything they do on the 3-pointer. The loss of Nembhard to Gonzaga has changed this offense. They drive to the basket to kick out. They drive to the basket to kick out. You are not going to have that issue with Connecticut. They are going on the road at Connecticut. This line was 5.5. I took it right away. Now it's 6.5. So I'm giving it to you guys here at 5.5. And I'm fine if you don't want to lay 6. That's okay also. Connecticut had their sleepy spot against Georgetown. I believe there's a rumor that Klingon could be back for this game, which would be huge. But this is a team that beat St. John's at home. Without Klingon, I don't trust Creighton. They don't force turnovers. So UConn's going to have to beat themselves in this game. And remember, when we handicap these games, what we want, like in poker, is no bad beats. We don't want something weird like last night with Samford. Achor had like 35 points. He was 5 of 9 from 3-point range, and the guys hit 17 threes combined in 2 seasons. So he averages 8.5 made threes per year. He had 5 last night. So you don't want something weird to happen. I don't want a player to get hurt here. I don't want weird foul trouble. I don't want Creighton to shoot 55% from 3-point range. Give me a normal situation in these handicaps, and I think UConn gets the window in this matchup. If you don't think Kentucky can win the national title, then you are not paying attention. Kentucky is loaded. And I have not been the biggest fan of Calipari all these years, but I am coming around quickly. This team normally, Kentucky, does not shoot threes well early. Normally, they struggle on offense. Everyone's trying to figure out their role. He has it going. Rob Dillingham, may see him on the Netflix thing with Overtime Elite, the special there with Dillingham. He's tremendous. Came off the game, almost single-handedly took care of Texas A&M. Everybody expect Kentucky to regress against Florida. Didn't do it. Everyone expect maybe some regression against Missouri. They hung 90 points. Everyone expect them to lose to Texas A&M. That game goes to overtime. They almost won that game. Now they're coming home Mississippi State. Love the Bulldogs. Love Chris Jans. Love Tulu Smith. Love everything about him. I'm taking Kentucky at home here. I think they are that darn good. This game's a no play because of Matt Cross. You saw it earlier. I liked UMass plus 3.5. It's a stay away. I do find, guys, that sometimes when these injuries occur, people end up overcompensating with the line. If this got up to 4.5, 5, let's take it easy with Loyola Chicago. I don't like Loyola Chicago. I don't like Drew Valentine as a coach. I don't like this team. I think they have no identity. They've gotten better because they got some players back, but I like Frank Martin a lot. No play for me in this game because of Matt Cross. If Matt Cross was healthy and playing, I would have taken the 3.5. I'll lay the 3.5 here with Radford against Gardner-Webb. Gardner-Webb very up and down, loosey-goosey, likes to push the pace. Ton of turnovers here. Disciplined Radford team inside that I think is going to really be methodical and cause problems. Well coached by Darius Nichols. Have lost 3 of their last 4. That was a rough overtime loss away to Winthrop, which was a tough spot because Radford won away at Longwood. Not easy. 2 days later, when Winthrop has an extra day of rest, they play Winthrop away and they go to 3 overtimes. Now they return home here against Gardner-Webb, who can not great on the offensive boards, not great on offense, not great free throw shooting team. Radford at home. I'll take them later 3.5. Curious on this one, huh? Put this in the comments. You thought I was going to go this direction because of my Jersey roots. It's almost at the point now where people just assume Rutgers is going to win at the rack. It's at the rack. Rutgers is going to win at the rack. This one I don't know about. Why? Because Nebraska is one of the most veteran teams in the entire nation. Nebraska is super well coached by Fred Hoiberg and has actually competed very well. They went on the road to Wisconsin. That's a tough place. They were competitive. They ended up losing that game. They just got their doors blown off by Iowa. So the knee-jerk reaction is Nebraska good at home, bad on the road. Couldn't win at Wisconsin, couldn't win at Minnesota, couldn't win at Iowa. Now they're going to lose at Rutgers. I don't know about that. They match up well. They don't turn the ball over. They're great on interior defense, top 40 interior defense. And Nebraska has the one thing that we've talked about in the show. You're probably sick of hearing me say it. They make their free throws 75%. I don't trust this Rutgers offense. I think this is a very weird spot here. Everyone is going to be on Rutgers because when Rutgers is home, they win. I just don't like it. I'll take Nebraska +3. And by the way, watch that line. It's not moving here, folks. Do not bet this game. Miami has let us down a million times. Florida State, rivalry game. I still believe in Miami, but they have let us down so many times. 7.5 is a lot. I have no issue. I have no idea. You want to bet this game? Put in the comments. I'll pull it up. If you got it, somebody has a lean, I am not touching this game. No chance at all. This one I am touching. Don't look now, but Rhode Island under Archie Miller has done a nice job. Remember, good coaches matter. There's not a ton of great coaches out there, but the good ones matter, and Archie does a good job. What has Rhode Island done quietly here? Northeastern at home win. I guess that's not exciting. St. Joseph's at home win. That is exciting. Away, road game, Davidson win. UMass home hung 89 points on UMass, fully healthy with Matt Cross. You know, Rhode Island's 3-0 in the A-10 and no one's talking about them. Now they go on the road here against St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure has lost 2 in a row. One at home was to Fordham. So you wanted to bounce back with them. You expect it to happen there. I think it's too many points. I love the way Rhode Island plays, especially on the boards. They're shooting well from three-point range. It's a little iffy because they're not great from the free throw line. But this is one I believe in Archie. And if St. Bonaventure's not going to blow Fordham out at home, I don't think they're blowing Rhode Island out at home. I like what Archie Miller's doing. I like this team. I like him on the offensive boards here. No foul trouble. I think we got this one. UNCG is finally playing like the team that we thought they were going to here at home. UNCG was number 2 in the SoCon to start the season. They are 3-1. Their loss was to Samford away. No shame in that. Samford really good. You saw that last night against Western Carolina. Citadel home. This is a great shooting team. It's 38% from three-point range. Citadel away just has not done much. At Charleston, lost by 15. At Furman, who was very shorthanded in that game, still lost by 14. Away at Campbell, they lost. Now they're on the road against UNCG. They don't force turnovers. Their offensive metrics aren't great. Normally, the Citadel under Ed Conroy can shoot threes well. This year, they're only 35%. I think this is a UNCG win. I believe in Mike Jones. I believe in home. I think they're going to be an issue here in the SoCon before all is said and done. That loss to Samford threw some people off their scent. I think they bounce back here. Wouldn't be surprised. I had somebody ask me yesterday, there's a bet out there. Who is the last team to go winless in D1? Mississippi Valley State or Detroit. And I think it was offered on DraftKings, -115. The answer to me is going to be Mississippi Valley State because it's going to be Detroit. Jaden Stone coming back is a problem. He is a big-time scorer for Detroit, and they actually played fairly well in their last game. Did a really nice job with Jaden Stone against Northern Kentucky. That game was fairly close. In that game, Detroit led in the first half. Stone ended up having 27 points. He had 3 threes, 3 of 10 from three-point range. He makes his free throws, had a lot of turnovers. This is a Jaden Stone effective line coming back here. I am going with him as well. We got a lot of comments flying here, guys. I appreciate the comments. Very, we got a lot of stuff going on here. Trying to find something. Daryl with the comment, Kentucky's loaded with teams. I agree with you, Daryl. I think Kentucky is a legit, and every year they are to a certain extent, but I think they're a problem this year. If you gave me 3 teams to win the national title, one of them would be Kentucky. I think they are that good. Trevor, we'll talk about this one in a minute. This one I'm staying away, Trevor. We talked about here. Yeah, comments are flying. Really appreciate it. Don't really care for Creighton or Connecticut. Yeah, I get that. I get it with the Connecticut thing, but I think that Creighton to me is a paper tiger, and I just don't like them. 2 players out here for Arkansas, for Southern Miss. If it changes, then the pick could change. This game opened Southern Mississippi -1.5. It is now Arkansas State -1.5, and we are laying the points. Without Andre Curbelo on the floor, I think this team is very different. Arkansas State has impressed me with a couple nice wins here. They won at home against UAB very comfortably. They beat Louisville away. I get it. Georgia Southern, Old Dominion, Texas State. They lost at home to Louisiana. Louisiana was dying for a win under Bob Marlin. Really needed that one badly. Of course, Louisiana always one of the classes of the Sun Belt. They need it. But this Arkansas State team is good. I like them. They're great on the boards here. They've had some bad luck with teams making free throws against them. Southern Miss, a little shorthanded. Bryson Hall also out for this team. So it looks like no Curbelo with a concussion. Hall has a knee. Coach said it was a long shot that got reevaluated. If they played and you want to stay away from it, fine. My guess is that they're not going to play, and this line's going to creep up to Arkansas State -2 or -2.5, which is why we're taking it now. Look, I love Xavier Johnson. I love everything about Xavier Johnson, guys. He's tremendous. Bradley's at a different level. And I've hammered this home to you last time, and we got this one comfortably to the window. Bradley, because of the injury, and you've heard this if you've been here, but I'm going to say it again. Because of the injury to Connor Hickman, Bradley lost 5 straight games. Murray State, Indiana State, Akron, Cleveland State, Duquesne. They lost those 5 games. They were 0-2 here after being favorite in the Missouri Valley. They have now won 6 straight games, including 4 here in the Missouri Valley, and they have not been close. They beat Valpo away, 25. They beat Missouri State home, 26. They beat Evansville home, 26. They beat Illinois Chicago away, 18. They're winning, and they're winning comfortably. I just think people expect some regression, and going on the road is tough. I don't really care. I'm taking Bradley laying the 1.5 on the road here. I think it's a bounce-back spot for Oklahoma. You guys know I don't like West Virginia. No Jesse Edwards. I understand that. I think it's a bounce-back spot for Oklahoma at home. They're very good. Are we at the point where West Virginia is going to win on the road? I don't think so here. Oklahoma has lost 2 straight games to TCU and Kansas. They won their first game against Iowa State at home. So they beat Iowa State at home. You're telling me they can't win by 15 against West Virginia? Get out of here. And teams shooting 76.9% from the free throw line against them. West Virginia, not great on offense. West Virginia coming off a nice win at home against Texas. Great job. I think you lose tonight. I don't know what is with Drake, guys. Tell me in the comments. Maybe I have a blind spot with Drake. I just don't think they're as good as they normally are. I still think they're living on reputation. This is on the road. It's 7.5 against Illinois State. These games can be close from time to time. And Drake is very focused on DeVries. He's got to be the one that has to score for them. Illinois State has not been great. They've lost 5 straight games, not shooting well, but they are good on the defensive boards. And this is one of these games. Give me a reason why the team is going to cover on the road in a conference game, and I don't see it here. Drake is 5-1. I understand that they did lose on the road to Belmont. They beat Southern Illinois on the road, which was a nice win. Not one of my top plays, but it's a lot of points, and I just don't believe in Drake. That's what it is. I do believe in Louisiana. I think Louisiana righted the ship. Really well-coached team, veteran team, athletic, attack, super quick guards. They've had some rough losses here, but Texas State can really struggle on offense. They like to slow the game down, and they like to keep things close. They can struggle on offense. They finally won away at Louisiana Monroe, but before that, they lost at home to Coastal by 8. They lost at home to Marshall. They lost a couple tough road games as well. Their metrics: 30% free three-point range, 46% from inside the arc, 64% from the free throw line, and they're terrible on the turnovers against a Louisiana team and Bob Marlin that force a lot of turnovers. I really like this game. Louisiana, always one of the top teams in the Sun Belt. Won away at Arkansas State. They're 2-3. They keep the mojo going tonight and get an outright win at Texas State. Tulane is not deep. You want to go to the over in this game, I'm fine with that as well. Remember, Tulane loves to score, loves to push the pace, one of the fastest teams in all of college basketball, but they are not deep. They only play about 5 guys, maybe a 6 for a couple minutes. So I also look for us in the bet tracker here. I'll probably go over on this game as well. Here's another do not bet this game. Remember, we want to give you volume and we want to give you accuracy. The accuracy, of course, is most important, but I do a lot of plays because I know you guys are interested in different games and you come from different parts of the country. Illinois Chicago -1 at Murray State. I don't like Illinois Chicago because they really have struggled. Even though I like Yaklich, the proof is in the pudding. They're not winning. And I don't like Murray State and I don't like Prom. Not betting this game. No interest at all. 6.5 is a lot of Tulsa. Tulsa has not been great. They're great as an underdog at home. That's when they can really shine. But this is a lot. As soon as I saw this line, I said, that's a lot of points for Tulsa. A Tulsa team that isn't great on the boards. A Tulsa team that turns the ball over a lot. Very sloppy. Against a roadrunner team in Steve Henson that had a win on the road at Rice, that has played some tough games here away at Oregon State. They were very competitive. They have battled in some interesting spots. They played a Memphis away, Texas San Antonio, and they lost Memphis away in overtime. Charlotte at home, who's a good defensive team. They played well. Texas San Antonio on the rise. Too many points on the road at Tulsa. Not buying it. Kevin Willard, enough of this garbage. Yes, king of the little people. Yes, you got Illinois, who was playing over their head because Terrence Shannon's not playing right now, and you caught them. Congratulations. Northwestern, boo-booey, at home. They just smoked Michigan State. I'm laying the points here with Northwestern. It's up to 4.5. I really don't care. This is gut. This is gut. Is Houston going to lose 3 in a row? That's what you ask yourself. Is Houston going to lose 3 in a row? They're still the number 1 team in KenPom. They're still number 1 in adjusted defensive efficiency. They're still number 1 in effective field goal percentage allowed. They're still number 1 in turnovers forced. They're still number 1 in defense inside the arc. I don't think they're losing. So if they're not losing, the question is, can they cover the number? I'm going to take a chance that they can. I got them first half, and I got them full game. I think they'd beat Texas Tech. Now, listen, Grant McCasland, fantastic guy. As Rothstein said, Magic Mac, he's been amazing. Nation's 6th longest active winning streak at 9 straight games. On the road here, though, they did win at Texas. That was a rivalry game, but they lost at Butler. This is only Texas Tech's 3rd true road game of the year. And oh, by the way, they're going against right now the best statistic defensive team in the country. And oh, by the way, Houston has lost 2 games in a row. Good luck. I'm taking Houston here on both of these spots. Again, a feel. Does Mick have it right now? Did he hit the bottom where he was yelling at all his players saying that they're not communicating, even though some of them are from different countries and they're still learning English, Mick? Yes, they do play defense well. Arizona State, very sloppy with Hurley. You know the turnovers can happen. It's on the road. It's a late night play. You want to skip it, it's fine. I'll take it there. I'm taking the 6.5 with Nevada against San Diego State. I think Nevada is really good. San Diego State at home is tough. I think Nevada can win on the road. I think they have the athletes to keep this close. 6.5 with San Diego State, the way their offense can be anemic, is really rough. And I get it. That's the Mountain West has been fantastic this year, but this is a San Diego State team that is still not great on offense. They defend the 3 well, that's fine, but Nevada also defends the 3 well as well. So San Diego State likes to shoot the 3, get to the basket. Nevada, well coached by Steve Alford, coming off the loss at home to Boise. Kind of like this one, similar to the Georgia Tech Clemson game. San Diego State, I don't think is as good as people think they are. I think Nevada's a little underrated, and I like Alford here for a team that does not turn the ball over and does not beat themselves. And I saved the best for last, then we'll get to the comments. I mean, guys, just start laughing here. I mean, Rodney Terry versus Johnny Dawkins. I mean, my God. Probably the worst coaching matchup for me, coaches that I like to fade. I think Rodney Terry is overrated. I think he'll adjust and he'll be fine. I just think his first year was so unfairly skewed because those were Beard's players, and we really don't know if Rodney Terry is that solid of a coach. I think he can get there, but I don't like UCF. You know that. And listen, they beat Kansas at home. Great job. You got me, Johnny Dawkins. Try to get me again here. In that last game that Texas lost to West Virginia, Max A. Smith got going. 32 points, 7 of 13 from 3-point range. Dylan Dessou, we got good Dylan Dessou. We need Tyrese Hunter to play well, which I think he will at home. We need Dylan Mitchell to play better, which I think he will at home. They had 2 players foul out Texas. They lost Dessou, and they lost Brock Cunningham, who's very important at what they do. I am going with Texas here, minus 8.5 at home against UCF. UCF has played on the road at Miami. They lost by 16. UCF played on the road at Kansas State. They lost by 25. So UCF has not been tested on the road. They don't shoot free throws well. They don't like Johnny Dawkins. Yes, he burned me against Kansas, but we got him back with the half-point cover against BYU. We're going here with this one. Okay, guys, before we get out of here, let's get to your questions. A lot of comments flying. I appreciate it. Sharps on Nebraska. I'm not sure, Daryl, but I like him here. Because this line, Daryl, should have went the other way. Rutgers home, Rutgers home. Rutgers always wins at home. Not the best Rutgers team on offense, has kind of struggled. And what is the type of team that can play well at Rutgers? You've seen Iowa do that in past games. A veteran team that rebounds well, that's well coached. Nebraska, check. That's why I like it here. Yeah, Dave, everyone's here on. Yeah, I agree. I also agree. I'm in New Jersey. I know how great Rutgers can be. Don't like it at all. Trevor, good luck with Miami. It's a stay away from me. They burned me a couple times here. I mean, you're losing to Louisville with a walk-on. I mean, what are we doing here? It's just ridiculous. The UNCG game could be an over. Absolutely. UNCG's finally getting healthy. I agree. And I think that they were picked second in the conference. I think they're returning to that. A couple other ones. Let's see. Want to buy the hook and take Nevada +7? It's fine if you want to. I wouldn't buy the hook. It's not my thing, Dave. It's reasonable. You know what I like, Dave, I like to do is I like to do progressions. So if I'm hot early and I've locked in profit, then why do we risk it with Nevada? You know, I mean, you can if you want to. It's not a must play for me, but that's why I put it at the end. It's one of my so-so plays. Depends on how the day goes. If I had a great day, why would I risk it with Nevada? But if I'm sort of close, I do like Nevada in that matchup. Maybe I take it there. Could it be Kentucky and Purdue when it's all said and done? It could. It could. Still not sure on Purdue, but I'm sure on Kentucky. They are the real freaking deal. Let's see. Anything else? Guys, I appreciate the comments. This is wonderful. God bless you. Hit the like, subscribe button as well. Arizona, USC. I apologize, Billy. I should have had that one in. It's up to 19.5. I love Arizona. There's no way I'm taking USC. Collier's out, right? And Arizona should roll at home. Caleb Love makes me nervous, but I would tell you in this matchup, I'm going Arizona and laying the points there as well. I think that's it. Anything else I'm missing? Bobby Morris. Yeah, Bobby Morris. I get it. Trevor, one of us will be right. Think of it that way, man, right? One of us will be right. That is it, guys. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, hit all that stuff here. We'll be back tomorrow. 2 o'clock, same bat time, same bat channel. And you guys know the deal on Saturday, 10:30. It's our most popular show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a fan here. FTN Bets, come join us. FTN Fantasy, we got great stuff going on. NFL's right around the corner. Folks, get to the window. College basketball. Remember, we are rolling late. Let's keep it going. We want that 1 unit. We want that 100 units. We finally cracked the 20 units here. We're headed in the right direction. I'm Mike Randle, FTN. We appreciate you as always. Get to the, say it, window.